We're in Edinburgh!
So we started our city trip, as always, with a free walking tour through town. These tours are free of charge and done by locals, and in the end you just pay however much you can. It's so easy and always a lot of fun. First stop was Greyfriars Graveyard, which supposedly was inspiration to J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books, and I can definitely see the similarities here. Look at this wall, doesn't it just remind you of the walls in Hogwarts?
There's another cafe called the Elephant House. Now, the Elephant House calls itself the birthplace of Harry Potter, but that's a lie. The Elephant House was where she actually started to write the books when she was quite wealthy, because the hot chocolates there are like £5. So that's when she moved up market. But she was very inspired by the graveyard here, and many of her characters she named after people she found on the gravestones. One of which was Thomas Riddle. You can find the family of the Riddles just through that gate there and to the right, so if you're interested in exploring.
Yes, we were very interested in exploring. The gravestone of Thomas Riddle was a bit difficult to find, as it's almost to the very end of the graveyard to the right. But here we are, Tom Riddle, who would later become Lord Voldemort. We also found the inspiration for names such as Professor Moody and Professor McGonagall. We then went to the St. Giles Cathedral, which again reminded me so much of Harry Potter. And I'm sure I'll be saying this again quite often in this video. But with all those flags and even the podium with the phoenix, doesn't it just look exactly like the Great Hall? After exploring the cathedral, we went for a stroll down the Royal Mile, which is the main road in Edinburgh. Here we are at the People's Story, which is a small museum that depicts everyday life in Edinburgh throughout the centuries. It was quite nice to get a sense of what living here was actually like back in the days. We then made a pit stop at Clarinda's Tea Room, where I had the best scones ever. If you want to know more, you will have to wait for next week's video though, where I'll be showing you where and what to eat in Edinburgh. So subscribe to my channel now. If you want to feel like a royal, you will have to check out the elegant Palace of Holyrood House, which is the Queen's official residence in Scotland. We then went on our way up to Calton Hill to enjoy a little bit of nature and a grand view over the city, as well as Arthur's Seat. At Princess Street Gardens, you'll find the most stunning flowers arrangement, and you'll have a nice view of the Edinburgh Castle. The Edinburgh Castle is one of the most iconic sites in all of Scotland. It is here where the military tattoo takes place every year. This is part of one of the biggest music festivals of the country, the Fringe, and ends with magnificent fireworks in August. As it was starting to rain, we decided to check out the National Museum of Scotland, which is one of the many museums in Edinburgh that has free entry. But I think it's for sure the largest of them all, with its 7 stories filled with archaeology, fashion, science, and technology. You could literally spend days in here, interacting and exploring all it has to offer.
And at the 7th floor is actually a big terrace where you can look all over Edinburgh.
Yeah, the view would actually be pretty nice, but it's pouring rain right now, so we're gonna go inside.
So because of the weather, we decided to just go to one of the oldest cinemas in Edinburgh.
The Dominion. Here, the customer is king, as they enter on the red carpet and are seated on luxurious couches. To end our first day in Edinburgh, we wanted to experience a traditional Scottish pub with haggis, whiskey, and live music. If you're curious to see more, stay tuned for next week's food video. The next day, a delicious breakfast was followed by a visit to the Whiskey Museum, where we learned everything about its distillation and also had a little whiskey tasting. We encountered whiskies from 6 different regions of Scotland that each had a very unique taste to them. Later that day, we stopped for some delicious Bailey's milkshakes just before heading for a night out. Right next to that diner, we enjoyed stand-up comedy at a basement club, followed by a show upstairs at the Monkey Barrel Comedy Club. We had a blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please clap, cheer, and welcome to the stage your hosts, Will and Paul!
Edinburgh. You try it. You try it.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, we can't do that, can we?
No.
No, just say Edinburgh for now. We really had a great time. It was nice to see some friends again and to just hang out and have some fun, to explore the city and such things. So the thing I like the most would probably be going to the pubs at night, you know, hanging out, listening to live music. I think that would be the thing I like the most. And also fish and chips. I had to try fish and chips. I really liked it. What did you like the most?
On food, I would say I actually liked haggis.
Oh yeah.
Really good haggis.
Yeah, that was really good.
And I really enjoyed the whiskey tasting. That was really interesting and new for me.
For me too. I didn't expect that whiskey had so many different flavors. It kind of burned though. I like, if you have the comparison between now champagne and Reims, wine in Bordeaux and whiskey in Edinburgh, which would you prefer?
I think it's just completely different. I mean, whiskey is like a really hard alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
And the wine is just something where you just drink a bottle a day or something.
A bottle a day? Oh god. No, but I think it was nice to get the taste, but I don't think I'm a big fan of whiskey now. I think I would much prefer wine, to be honest. Yeah.
I really liked the look and feel of the city, like all the small alleys and like all the old buildings that we don't have here in Germany anymore, and just the whole look and feel is like really, really nice.
Yeah, it didn't get destroyed as much as Berlin, obviously. So there's still a lot of history and a lot of old buildings. And also for me, as a Harry Potter fan, I have to say it, because there were so many things that reminded me of like the books or especially the films. Like, I'm sure this is a big hype there and not everything they tell you is true, but you can really see like similarities. I'm sure the filmmakers got inspired by Edinburgh. Always when we drove with the bus, it always reminded me of that bus in Harry Potter, what is it, in the 4th movie or 3rd? Everything quite reminded me of Harry Potter's world. But we didn't get to see everything, did we?
No, we hadn't the time for Arthur's Seat, which is like really sad, because the view is pretty nice.
Yeah, I wish we could have done that, but the weather, we were kind of lucky the first day because it was not raining. But the other days it was just really misty and rainy, and we didn't really get the chance to do all these fun things, but that just means that we have to come back sometime.
Definitely.
So we really enjoyed our trip to Edinburgh, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please let us know by giving it a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. And also make sure to check out all our other travel videos if you like. I will have all the links to the locations we visited and our social medias linked down below in the description. Yeah, and we hope to see you in our next video. Bye!
Bye!
Good job! Good job! Yeah! It worked!